It's Mustache Monday. Join me here at the Coffee Desk with Grace. I know I haven't done Mustache Monday in a while, and I was sitting here waiting for the time to come for us to go live, for me to go live. I am kicking off the Crafty Bunch Crafter's Choice event today, so I'm excited to be doing that. So you'll find all of us today. There are people going live every hour until 9 o'clock tonight Central in the Crafty Bunch. So join that free group to get access to all of us. Thanks for being here. Mustache Monday is just something fun I do every once in a while where I put a mustache on because it's Mustache Monday. If you have been here for a while and you know that story, give me a shout out in the comments. It is a funny story, but I won't get into it now. It's a kind of an insider story, but we'd love for you to become an insider. So come hang out with us here regularly at the Coffee Desk with Grace. I'm going to create something pretty with this bread flour bag. I made some bread this weekend, used up the rest of this flour. I cut out this part on the back because I kind of wanted the ratios for making this loaf of bread this way. So I cut that out, and then I was thinking, wow, this is pretty darn sturdy. Like, not every flour bag is coated with plastic, but this one is. And I was thinking, man, that would make a really cool book cover. So we are going to make a book out of this, and I'm going to tell you, it's going to be something I'll use every day because, oh, now my nose is itchy from the, from the mustache. Happy Monday, Janet. All right, first of all, the mustache is making me itchy, and second of all, I think I'm getting flour on my table from this bag. I'm a nut. I know. Linda, I know I'm a nut. I'm a nut. Join me. Join me. All fellow nuts are welcome. Hey, Andrea, how are you? Oh, my goodness. I don't know if it's my cold, the mustache, but my nose is so itchy right now. Okay. Focus, Grace. Focus. Welcome to the Crafty Bunch Crafter's Choice event. I love to kick this off. It makes me so excited. I am going to use literal garbage. This would have gone in the garbage. I didn't throw it in the garbage, but I saved it from going in the garbage. This I actually pulled out of the garbage. I shared this with my subscribers the other day. It's just one of those yellow line paper pads, but my son threw it out. It had one sheet of paper on it, the last one that he used, and it's like what he's been using for his to-do list every day. So I kept the to-do list because I'm going to put that in my daily ephemera journal, my daily junk journal, my junky junk journal, I call it. But the cardboard, I was like, kid, we do not throw out good cardboard. He's 18. He's not a junk journaler. So he does not know this. But I saw it in the garbage. I was like, kid, we do not throw out good cardboard. So I saved this from the garbage. We are going to use it for the base of this bag. This will be, or this book. This will be the cover. Then, oh, Doria. Nicole, we won't say anything. You're so cute. I love it. Shh, don't say anything. We won't say a thing. We won't. Hey, Dorinda. Hey, Carol. Thanks for being here. Hey, Mary. Send me a mustache pic. Oh, Linda, I'll give you here's a different mustache for you. I'm good. Wait a minute, girls. Wait a minute. You can send me a mustache pic. Hey, Dorinda. Let's see. Let's do this. Hold on. I'll make me big. There was your snapshot. Freaking funny. That's funny stuff. Okay, the last thing I'm going to use that would, it's not junk, but it's something, I don't know what to do with this. We have legal size printer paper that I used to use. I used to use it regularly, but I have no use for it now in my printer. So I have this ream. You know what a ream is? It's 500 sheets. It's a lot of paper. I use this often when I'm playing with my my jelly print, my jelly plate, or if I'm painting papers. I love to use this paper for that. I sometimes coffee dye it and use it in my books. I want plain white paper, and I have lots of this size. So we're going to use this for the pages inside the book. This book is going to be my grocery list book. Give me a howdy hey. Who still keeps a manual grocery list? I'm an old school kind of girl. I still keep a handwritten grocery list. It's right next between our coffee pot and our refrigerator. And anytime somebody says to me, Mom, we don't have any more fill in the blank. We don't have any more crackers. We don't have any more milk. We don't have any more, fill in the blank. Whenever that is shouted out from the kitchen, I yell back, write it on the list, and the list sits right on the counter. Mom, we don't have any turkey meat for lunches. Put it on the list. And the list is constantly by the counter. And I just use whatever, like, you always have like little books of paper lying around, like notebook paper or something like that. Well, I thought I could make this cute little booklet with this as the cover. So that's what I'm going to do, because I'll run out of that rather quickly. I use at least one a week, sometimes multiple a week, depending on how fast my 2 teenagers are eating. Teresa's supposed to be cutting grass. Girl, I'm so happy you're with us, hanging out. I'm going to teach you something very practical for your household. Hey, Cheryl, how are you, Miss Cheryl? Dorinda keeps a notepad for her grocery list, or some type of grocery list. Thank you for sprinkling, Tesha. I appreciate you, friend. Thank you. That means a lot, and it's so helpful to us. It's Mustache Monday. Ginny, it's Mustache Monday. Ginny's joining us from YouTube. Thanks for being here from YouTube, Miss Ginny. Hope you're feeling good today, my friend. Let's see. Who else is here? I just want to check real quick. On the fridge. Linda keeps her list on the fridge. Teresa says, I'm a list girl. Heidi, ho, give me a hey. I have, or I can't remember what we need. Right. I have to. Vicky says, I have to, or I can't remember what we need. I do the same thing. I have to have a list, or I'll just remember parts of what we need. I won't remember everything. I'm guaranteed to forget something. We're happy to see you from Oklahoma, Miss Vicky. Tasha uses her brain. Good girl. She says, it helps to keep me sharp. I am impressed with you, Miss Tesha. I want to be more like Tesha. I do. Thank you for saying that. She says, prayers to everybody who needs it. We love to pray for each other. Sometimes I pray when I don't know what you need. Just pray for the girls. Pray for my crafty chicks, that they're happy, healthy, and they have peace in their heart. For all the things that are important to them. Hey, Debbie. Missy does a written list. So if you do a written list, thank you for sprinkling. You guys, thanks for spreading how do you say it? How do you like to say it? Spreading the blessing, spreading the love, fluffing the nest, we sometimes say here at the Comfy Nest. So thank you for fluffing the nest or sprinkling, Miss Debbie. You guys, it is so helpful. So if you don't mind hitting that share button, share it with a friend by Messenger, share it on your wall so you can find it later. If you want to make your own book, share it however you want. I'm going to put this aside. We got to figure out how to make this book. Tall and skinny will work just fine for me. So I was thinking, like, if I used this part only, I've already cut into the back. So the back, I only have part of it to use. Okay. The gusset on this is really big. Like, that's really wide. 4 inches. So I have 4 inches there, 4 inches there. That gives me 8. Oh, that has a note on it. Dear friends. Dear friends. But I really want to use this because I think it's going to make a great cover for a book. And it's super sturdy. So it's pretty tall, actually. When it's opened up and full of flour, it's shorter because you have that 4-inch gusset. But when I flatten out the bag, I have all of that. So I could actually fold this in half this way and go tall and skinny that way. But that would be kind of cool. Might be a little overkill. I usually don't wait till my list is that full to order. I usually order after about 10, 15 things are on the list, or, do the grocery shopping, particularly if it's something like we need. Like, we always have to have bananas in the house. My kids use them every day, or at least Landon does. So I think actually this would be plenty tall. And I think it only needs to be about 4 inches wide. So if I had 8 inches of this cardboard to be the front and the back, I am not going to have a side. What I mean by that is if I fold this in half, I am not going to be inserting the pages this way. I'm going to insert it so that I can open it from the top rather than from the side. I'm doing something a little different this time. So I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut 4-inch strips of this. Thinking through it, girls. We're thinking through it. All right, let's see. I'm going to grab my big cutter. because it's cardboard. So I'm going to get the big honking one. This one's heavy duty, man. Heavy duty. It'll cut through a lot. Cuts through chipboard. My big whiskers. It's very accurate. Let me get the screen big on the table. Debbie's going out and going back in because she has no sound. Well, we got to fix that, friend. Okay, let's get this thing rolling. 4-inch pieces, I think, will suffice. This thing is incredibly accurate, more so than any other cutter I have. And it cuts like butter through something thick like that. I'm going to do 2 4-inch for the front and the back. And then I don't know about the top. It's easier if I cut these first so I can kind of show you what I'm envisioning. If this is the front and the back, instead of opening it this way, I was thinking I would open it this way. Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And if I do this right, actually, I don't need this anymore. Do I need this anymore? Grace, make your mind up. Do I have a 4-inch piece left of this? There's all that notebook paper that I can take out. I don't need to take it out. I just don't need it. All right, let's see. Can I fit this in here? If I did one more oh, that's not 4 inches. I could go this way. All right. Hold on, girls. Bear with me, and I'll show you what I'm doing here. I promise. Here's 4 inches. If I wanted a top piece, I would only need it to be, I don't know if I even need this. So I'm just going to have this available. It's 4 inches wide, so it's the same width. And I don't, like, if I wanted to, we could cut a top piece to be here, but I don't think I'm going to need it, am I? Ooh, we could make this thing real fancy. Think, Grace. Think, think, think. Couple of options. I could staple the top here with the papers in it, and then it would open. But if I wanted to reuse these, if I poked 3 holes, I could use a 3-ring, you know, those rings, those metal rings, to hold it together, and then I could just keep replacing the paper. Then it really would be reusable. Or I could do the 3 holes and sew in the paper, and it would truly be reusable, because once the paper's all out, I could reuse the top and bottom. If I attach these two to each other and staple it together, it would be more difficult to do that. So I just have to decide if I put like a 1/2-inch piece here, it would help me get paper in there. Let's do a 1/2-inch piece. I don't know. Yeah, I haven't quite decided. I did not think this through until I'm live with you. So you are truly seeing, that's not a 1/2 inch, Grace. That's 1.5 inches. I gotta, excuse me, girls. I gotta cut it this way. And does this thing give me a 1/2 inch? I think maybe. Would that be a 1/2 inch? It doesn't really matter if it's truly a 1/2 inch, because ain't nobody keeping track of what you do. There's a 1/2 inch piece. Let's go a little bigger than that and go, let's try a 1-inch piece. I'm just going to cut them so I can put this cutter away, and then I'll have them. That's not 1 inch. That's 3/4 inch. So now I have a 1/2 inch and a 3/4 inch as options. I have this, and just in case I need to cut more, then I can put this away and we can get going with the rest of it. Okay, now this is my front, this is my back, here is this. So I got to cut this down. It would be really cute, right? This is going to get glued down on here. I better take this all apart, right? How tall is this sucker? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8.5. So I need an 8.5 chunk, but actually I'm going to cut a 9.5 chunk so that I can wrap it around. I did not think this through at all, girls, but we're going to do it. Hey, Mary. Hey, Diana. Yeah, maybe some eyelets would work, Linda, because it would keep it more, like it would strengthen it, right? Let's start with a 9-inch slice. Oh, we're just going to jump in. This, first of all, this is not cut very evenly, so maybe I should just first give this a little slice. I don't want to cut a lot of it off though. I need to cut enough so it's nice and even. It cut really easily. That was no problem. Now we're going to do a 9-inch. I don't like how that, well, it's okay. Let's not be super picky. It's a grocery list after all, for goodness sake, right, ladies? We don't have to be uber picky about this stuff. Okay, now I have a 9-inch tall piece, which I can wrap around this. Wait, that doesn't look 9 inches, but we'll make it work. Now I gotta decide. I love, it makes me so happy to use junk and make it something pretty. It really does. It just makes me so happy. Okay, these are no fun, right? Either I need to glue them down or decide to get rid of them. I'm going to keep them in place to start because let's figure it out. If I stick this in here and I wrap it around, am I going to be able to cover all of this? Let's see. This will get me to there. You know what? I'm okay with that. You know what? Maybe I'm just going to make a front cover. I'm going to leave that as part of the design. So I'm going to cut it and I'm going to leave that little glued piece together. That's going to be part of the cover. So let's cut this off. This is, once you've got the basics on how to make a book, you can make a book out of anything because you just have to make some decisions about the best way to do it. And, you know, I have a lot of confidence that you girls can handle that. So we're going to leave that. And then I'm going to cut it on this side. Oh, that sounded awful. I'm going to cut the other one off so that I can glue this down more easily. So the front won't be, if I tuck that in there, we're going to have to use a little paper probably or something. So this little folded glued seam I'm keeping. We're going to wrap this around, stick that in there, and then this is going to get wrapped around, and then I will cover that with a piece of decorative paper. So I need a piece of decorative paper that is how big, Grace? 8.5 by about 3 inches. So any paper, it doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter, just as long as I'm happy with the color or the pattern, right? Like, I have paper just sitting here, so I'm going to look through first and see if there's something that makes me happy. Let me check our comments. Hey, Country Chic Boutique, how are you? Ironing the paper on the cardboard since it has a plastic liner. Oh, maybe, Linda, but here's the thing. I want to, like, really be sure that it's going to stay on. I'm just going to glue it down. But I see what you're saying. The plastic liner may be meltable. It would definitely be something to test. All right, this is going to make a noise. Hang tight, girls. I had to drop that on the floor. Oh, that's pretty. Listen, it's your book. It's your book. You could do whatever you want, girls. That is so pretty, and I have no use for it. It's just in my scrap bin. It's in my scrap bin. It's my book. It's going to be on my counter. I'm going to glue it down. That's what we're going to use because it's so pretty. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be something functional. So I'm not even going to cut it with the cutter. I'm just going to do something like this. And I'm going to glue that down. This is the back of my cover. Let's see, what glue can I use? Hey, Betty, how are you? Thanks, RJ. She said, I love your hair that way. I got bangs the other day. I had my hair cut, and I got me some bangs, which I have not had in a long time. But I thought, let's try it. So today was the first day that I was like, I dried my hair, but washed it, dried it after the cut, and then was trying to like figure out how am I going to get these bangs to behave. I'm hair challenged when it comes to like, my hair always looks so good when I leave. Anybody else like this? My hair always looks so good when I leave the salon, but then I get home and I'm like, how did you do that? That's not my, I do better with books than I do with my own hair. Okay, remember, this is something for me to use in my kitchen. It's not going in a museum. It doesn't have to last me my whole lifetime. It's not going to be judged like, going to be in a judging contest. I do not have to worry about perfection, folks, right? We just have to make something cute. No, I want it to go. Yeah, that would be all right if it did that. If that was the cover. Although this guy's face is kind of cute. We're going to do it that way. He's going to be on the back end. Like that. I think that's how I'm going to do it. And you know what, actually? I cut a little excess thinking, I'm just going to stick this in here so I can show you what I was thinking. I would cut a little excess thinking I was going to fold this over, but honestly, I don't even need to fold it over. Again, this is about function. It's not about any awards or anything. Let's see. Will this Stabilo make a mark for me? I need a mark right here, so I know that's where I need to cut it. Right there. I'm going to cut that off and just not even bother with the folding. It is a think about it this way. Whoop, that did not cut straight at all because it kind of moved on me. So that'll be interesting. I'm making a book that I'm going to use every day on my counter for my grocery list, but doesn't need to be perfect. And someday I may decide I want to make a new one, and I get tired of the flower cover. So maybe I won't even end up keeping it forever, right? It's got to go this way. And we're going to glue it down. This is going to be my front cover. Nope, Gracie. I keep doing that to myself. It's going to go like that. And I have a little excess up top, but I'll just cut that off when I'm done. Yep, I'm going to glue it down like that. All right, let's do it. Not thinking too much, we're doing. Don't overthink sometimes. Like, okay, if this is a gift for a friend, you're going to want it to be really like gift-worthy finish. I'm not looking for that. It's something functional for me to use. It's something I grabbed out of the garbage and I thought that would be a really fun book cover. And so I'm going to use it that way. And there's not going to be a whole lot of pressure on myself. I'm creating it in front of you, and I hope it encourages you to have that kind of freedom in your own creative space. Like the freedom to just create for yourself, for the joy of it, for the fact that you can, for the fact that it makes you happy without worrying about anybody judging if your seams are straight, if you did all the right folds or cuts or measurements. If it functions for you, it's cute and it makes your heart happy, girl, I'm going to say good on you. I need to do a list. You look younger. Do I look younger with my hair like that? Ooh, that's good. That's good news. 51 now. I'll be 52 this year, so I like to hear that I look younger. Thank you for that, Miss Annette. The girl always wants to hear that. Hello, Brenda. How are you? I have not seen you in a while, friend. I'm so glad you're here. Okay. This is going to be so cute. Let's do it. I love my paper choices. That's stuck pretty good, but I'm going to test out. Let's see how this glue does with this. It's another good way to test out your stuff, right? Like, no big pressure here. Turning trash into something treasure. Turning trash into something useful. It does not. You can use separate glues. I'm testing out to see if one holds better, if it holds stronger, if it holds. See how fast that one took? That one took really fast. So I think that one was even faster than the Beacon. That's the Elmer's glue. I've been using that a lot lately. Okay, cute. All right, I have this little bit right there that was extra. I'm going to wait for that to dry a little, and I'm going to look at this back piece. So we're going to go like this with this. This is going to be my grocery list. I think I'm going to poke holes in this and tie together the paper. So let me prep my paper, and I got to cover this back piece with something cute. Dear friends, there's something wonderful about baking. Watching dough rise in a warm oven. Who else bakes on the regular? I love my baking. Let's see if I can rip this. No, there's no rip in this one. Holy, that is strong. I love baking. I've been really enjoying, for at least a year now, I've been baking bread for my family on the regular, like at least every week. And I've really been enjoying that process. To hold this flat, I'm going to use this ruler on this side because it wants to, like, see how it wants to crinkle up like that? Let me get that screen bigger on this side so you can see the table better. This wants to crinkle and I want it to lay flat. So I'm going to use this ruler to hold this down while I cut so that I get a straighter cut than I did on that first piece. Again, we learn as we go. And I want to cut just to the right of that seam. It's very slippery because of that plastic coating. There. This would be a really cute inside cover. Uh-oh, what happened there? It's a little bigger than I need. I could stuff this in there like I did on the other one. But if I don't, how much do I need? Yeah, it's a little bigger than I need, so that's okay that it's cut on that side. I'm not going to overthink it. Elmer's glue did better. All right, now that I know the Elmer's glue is holding faster, I'm just going to use the Elmer's glue. Nobody will really see the back, likely. When you get to the last piece of paper in this book, you'll see this piece. I'll cover both, but not a lot of pressure for myself. Again, doing something cute here. All right, I'm going to get this lined up. Oh, it's too long for sure. I'm going to go up a little higher. And then there's my green little tool. I might have to get some clips because it's wanting to pop up off there. The nice thing, I find this Elmer's glue, it doesn't, although it grabs pretty quickly, it doesn't grab so fast that you don't have time to move things around. Like I still have time to make adjustments if necessary, which I like. This is all crinkled. I mean, it was a bag that's been used. It's all crinkled up. I'm going to grab this and put it on this edge. See how it's a little long on the top and the bottom? That doesn't worry me right now. I'm going to put these big long paper clips on the outside edge to really hold that contact. There. Right here. I think I need more glue. Right on the edge. It really stuck well on that first one. So let's hope that it does the same here. All right. While this is sticking and gluing and settling in, I'm going to prepare the papers for the inside and poke my holes. I love eating fresh bread. I used to make bread many years ago, but kids grow and leave home, and my husband and I just go the easy route. Vicki, I get it. I get it. My son, Landon, leaves for college on Wednesday, and he's the one who really has been requesting the fresh bread. He's the one who really wanted it. So he's going to be 90 miles away. Oh, my heart. Oh, my mama heart. It's been a tough weekend, actually. I have been feeling really good about it. And then yesterday was a tough day for me. I have to say, I did struggle yesterday a little bit. But I was thinking, since he's only going to be 90 miles away, that I would be maybe making him some bread and delivering it every once in a while, because he loves the fresh bread, and he eats peanut butter toast every morning, peanut butter with bananas on top. See, it's not wanting to stick for some reason. Let's get another clips. This is a nice thing about having lots of clips on hands, girls. When you're drying, it looks awful for a while, but it really does help. All right, this one stuck real good. So it's interesting. This glue seemed to hold faster, but now this one seemed to really, now that it's on there, it's really stuck on there good. It's a good project to test your supplies for sure. Okay, let's get our paper ready. I need this to be, what did I say, 8.5? Let me measure again. This is 8.5, so I'll probably go 8 or 8.25 inch by 4 is what I need. So this is 8.5. So if I cut some 4-inch lengths, then I should just be able to cut off a little off the top, and it'll be fine. So let's get some paper ready. Hey, Ellen. Well, welcome. No way, Ellen. Oh my gosh, hold on, Miss Ellen. I'm talking to you, friend. Ellen says, first time watching, Delaware in the house. Girl, Delaware in the house. Friend, who else is from Delaware? Shut the front door. I wore my Delaware shirt today. Ellen, and all the what do you call a person from Delaware? Delawareans? Oh, you Delaware folks. You and Ellen. Hello, hello. Teresa, she says her husband bakes bread. Hey, Diana Boone. You just got back from physical therapy. I hope it's going good. I start mine in September after my hysterectomy recovery. I had to wait a while to get in, but it's going to start in September for me. I cannot believe that I have this Delaware shirt on. Uh-oh, that didn't go all the way through. We're going to do this. I'm going to take you out. We're missing this one piece. Let's take you out. Oh, it's just one piece. Didn't cut that last bit. OMG. How funny is that about the Delaware shirt? Do you want another story behind the Delaware shirt? I live in North Dakota. I grew up in Massachusetts. I went to college and lived in Pennsylvania for 7 years. Went back to Massachusetts, and then I moved to North Dakota. Thank you for sprinkling, Miss Jerry. I appreciate you. Vicky says, you're a good mama. When my daughter moved 7 hours north to Missouri, it was very hard. She was home this weekend. Oh, I'm so glad you got to visit with your daughter. It is hard, man. It is hard. It's going to be hard on Wednesday letting him. My husband is having no trouble whatsoever, and I think he's really struggling to understand me. I'm like, back off, buddy. I'm having a mama moment, I said to him on Sunday. All right, how many sheets do I want in here? Maybe one more set. Let's just take this bunch that I pulled out. Oh, actually, yeah, let's do this last bunch. So I don't know how many pieces of paper it is. This is the beauty of making your own books. You don't have to worry about counting, measuring, none of that stuff. All right, that's a lot of grocery lists right there. I'm happy with that. Now, what did I say? 8.5 is how big the cover is. So maybe I want these sheets to be 8.25. That one's not cut very nicely. That's okay. I can't do all of these at once because it's just too many. So let's do 8.25. We're going to be cutting off a smidgen. I'm going to be cutting off a itty bitty bit. I think I need to change my blade. Oh, yeah, I sure do. Oh, man, I messed that up. All right, we're going to the scissors, girls. First of all, there's too many papers. Second of all, I lifted it too soon. Yeah, I need a new blade. It's okay. Almost everything's fixable. Almost everything's fixed. So let me get you down on the table again. Thanks, Debbie. Hey, Jamie. Oh, maybe he's trying to be strong. He's trying to get me to stop being whimpery. Like I'm like sad mama eyes. And he's like, really, Grace? Oh, I almost cut that an inch too short. My son is like good about it. He's like, yeah, he's totally ready to go. And I'm doing all the mama things. Do you want to take, laundry soap from home? He's like, no, Mom, I got it. Do you want to take, do you want to take cleaning supplies from home? Nope, Mom, we'll figure it out. Him and his sweet mates and roommate, they're going to figure it out. So I'm like, okay. My husband's like, Grace, just let him deal with it. He will figure it out. So I got to let it go. He's a very, very independent child. He's not needy at all. I feel more needy than he does in this situation. I need to let it go. But it's hard. It's going to be hard on Wednesday for me. Moving him in on Wednesday. And then thankfully I'm live on Wednesday night with the Crafty Chicks in my club. So I'll have their company. Okay, let's see. Let's test this in terms of size. Like that's the right size. So my holes are going to get poked in the top of this, and I'm going to tie this together. So the holes are going to get poked up here. It's perfect size. So now I got to get my holes figured out. First of all, this is uneven. I wanted it to dry a little, but this paper is uneven, or the flour sack. So I need to straighten that out. And then on the bottom, do I have the same thing going on? That did not glue right there. That's feeling a little loose. Let's get a little glue in there. Fix that right away. And then I'm going to poke holes. And this will not take that long to come together. And then, I don't know, maybe I want to put something on the front. I'm going to know what's my grocery list, so I don't have to worry, like, it doesn't have to have a title page or anything on it, right? Let's get another clip for this while I'm poking holes. That plastic is kind of funky for gluing. Okay, now I'm going to poke. You know what? You could do any number of things. Seriously, you could clip this together. You wouldn't even need to poke holes, but I am going to poke holes. And I think I'm going to have the papers flush to the top with the book to make it easiest on myself. So now I just got to decide where are the holes going to go and how many. The best way to do this for yourself, my friends, is to give yourself a template. Just get yourself a template, because once you have your template made, you'll know where to put your holes for everything. So let's use this to make our template. Here's my 4 inches. And let's decide how many holes and where do I want them. I think 2 holes would be sufficient. So let's just do 1 hole, 1 inch. We're going to go 1 inch in on both sides. I don't think I'm going to need more than that. So I'm going to get my bookbinding supplies. Got my hole punch, my little hole maker. I would like to be able to see exactly what I'm doing here. Let's go this way instead. And I'm going to grab one of my see-through rulers, probably, to help hold this down. I'm lining this up at the 1/4 inch mark, because then I can use this line here and all of these grid marks, right? So if you don't have one of these grid tables, they're super helpful. Let me take that down. Okay. The grid marks are super helpful because each little block is 1 inch, and then each line on mine, each line is a 1/4 inch. So I'm going to go line this up on one line. Here I have my 1, 2, 3, 4 inches within that space. I can use this ruler to hold this down. And now if I put my ruler on the next 1/4 inch line, then my holes, if I poke them at the 1 inch mark on each, my holes will be a 1/4 inch down. I think I'm going to go a little further than that. I think I'm going to go a 1/2 inch down. So I'm going to move my ruler down one more 1/4 inch. That puts me at the 1/2 inch. And now I can see, I can use both the arrows on the ruler and the lines on the table to see exactly where I'm poking these holes. This is going to give me my template. So I'm going to put one at 1 inch in from the edge, 1 inch in, and a 1/2 inch down. Whatever way this measuring system works for you is what you should do, really. I'm just going to give myself this template here so that I don't have to keep using my table every time I want to poke these holes. And the nice thing about a template too, so I got my 2 holes. If I'm off by a 1/16 of an inch or a smidgen, whatever, if I'm off on either one of those holes, by putting this on top of my project and using it as my template, they're all going to be off in the same place, as opposed to if I keep taking sections of paper and putting it down and then I'm off a little bit, they're not going to line up. So it's better to, I think it's better in my opinion to have a template. So I'm going to use this template and I'm going to poke all my holes in my paper. You can use a hole punch, but I don't prefer that. I really prefer to use an awl because I can control how big the holes are. That's why. So we're going to poke all our holes. Hello, Miss Michelle. Oh, thank you, darling, for sprinkling, for fluffing the nest here at the Comfy Desk with Grace. I appreciate you. Hey, Jamie. Did I say hello to you yet? I think I did. Good morning, Missy. Hey, Susan. Hey, Susan. Thank you for placing an order, a chocolate to our order. I saw that you got your goodies. Thank you for doing that. And for shopping my site, I do, you guys, I do appreciate when you give me some business. Anytime you're giving us creatives a little business, it's helping us buy our groceries. Speaking of groceries, hey, Chicky, I saw your cute photo on with your decorating. I loved it. So happy. I love watching you enjoy your crafting and decorating because you just emit joy. The joy that you get from it, I don't know if you know this, but when you share it, it brings my heart joy too. So I'm just going to tell you that because keep sharing, friend. Keep sharing and spreading that light. Now again, listen, I'm not going for perfection here. Perfection makes me crazy. I'm a recovering perfectionist. Now it's getting a little thick, so most of these already have a hole in them. It's the ones on the back end that I have to get through. So if I put it down, the awl has this nice big handle on it. The ones with the big handles are nice. I have another one that has like a skinny little handle. This is nice because it fits right in your palm, and then you can use the pressure on your palm pushing down with the weight and, applying that pressure. It gives you more strength. When you have a really skinny one like this and you're trying to push down, it kind of hurts your hand. Where if you have a big clunky end like that, it feels good in your hand while you're trying to puncture holes. So if you ever wonder why, you might want a big handle like that. From my perspective, with a person with aging hands that hurt a lot, that would be why. Okay, I'm going to take my top template. I'm going to put these aside because now it's getting a little hard to get through all those. And I'm using this for everything to punch my holes. So all of my holes are going to line up. Oops. Making a grocery list for those of you that are just coming on. So Susan, Bev's Creating with Love and Whimsy. Hey, Bev. For Sherry, for those at Capri, thank you for coming, girl. Happy Monday. For all of you who are just coming on, I use a grocery list every day. And I just finished this bag of flour yesterday when I made some, was it Saturday? Did I make that Saturday or yesterday? I can't remember now. When I made my bread this weekend, I emptied a flour bag and I thought that would make the cutest little book cover. So I'm going to use this. All right, now they're all poked through. I'm going to make this a little bigger because I don't know yet. I'm going to make sure I can get through all of them all at once. I don't know yet which, am I going to use ribbon? Am I going to use my waxed thread is the easiest, to be truthful. Let's make sure I can get through. Yeah, I got through all the way to the end, no problem. Okay. Let's clip these together. And where's my back? I'll put it aside here. Let's see if this is sticking yet. Yeah. Clips are so helpful in the gluing process. All right, I got to cover the back of this and cut the excess off of here. So let me I need a 3 or 4 inch by 8.5 inch piece of, do I want decorative? Maybe I'll just use white. Let me look in my decorative papers quick and see. Do I have anything cute in here that needs a job? I've been really using it up in my paper collage books. Oh, I have a lot of this black and white. It doesn't really go though. Let me see. Oh, plenty of that. I don't like it with it though. I don't have any more of that floral. If I did, I would use it. That's green. If I just use this side, that would work. Let's do that. Okay, so I need 4 inches by 8.5 inches. What is that? That's a blemish. I think it'll be okay because I think I'm going to cut that off. There's 4. These are paper scraps, guys. Paper scraps. Using up our paper scraps. Diana, my hole punch is right next to me. My Crop-A-Dile right next to me. I don't want to use a Crop-A-Dile because I don't want my holes that big. Even the small Crop-A-Dile hole is bigger than I want. It really makes your papers real loose. I'm going to go 8.5, and that's going to just cut off that little blemish. Yeah. Whew, just made it. All right, that's pretty. That'll go on the back. But before I do that, I better cut off all this excess and see if this really did stick. Looks like it did. Okay. So I started with the back, the cardboard backing from a notebook, not notebook, what do you call it? Like a paper tablet with lined paper that my son uses every day for his to-do list. So I started with that, took it out of the garbage. I never threw my flower bag out in the garbage. I was just like, we can make a little cute cover with that. So that's what we're doing today. That looks a little crinkly yet. It just is what it is. It kind of retains that crinkle. I'm okay with these edges being a little raw. I'm okay with that because, again, it's a grocery list. I'm going to use it every day. It's going to be next to my coffee pot. And when this grocery pad, when I filled it all up or used every single piece of paper, tore every piece of paper out of it, I will have no problem throwing this in the garbage and making a new one. Uh-oh, now it's not coming out. Why, baby doll? Why you got to give me trouble? Come on. There we go. It's really quiet in my house. Landon went to work this morning. He's leaving on Wednesday. He's pretty much packed up, I think, other than like last minute things. And Gannon, I think Gannon, he had a sleepover last night at a friend's house. So he said, I need to take a nap because I think they stayed up pretty late. The kids. So we took them out to dinner last night, a group of kids, Landon's girlfriend, Maddie, and Landon, and Gannon's friends, and then they all went to Gannon's house for sleepover. So those boys had a good night. Good last night. Last weekend before school starts. They start school tomorrow, the high schoolers. All right. I'm okay with that. That's pretty. That's kind of cool. In fact, I don't know now if that'll be the inside or the other one, but we got to get a hole poked through here. This is going to be challenging. I may need, in this instance, to get through all of that, I may end up needing my Crop-A-Dile, but let's just see. Let's just see what we can do. Bye, Janet. I'll see you later, friend. Hey, Julie. How are you, Julie? Your welcome gift is going out in the mail today. It's out waiting. It's in my mailbox waiting to be picked up by the postal delivery person. Julie is our newest member of the Craft Therapy Club. And I just sent you your welcome gift in the mail today. All right, that's where the holes are going. Whether I make them myself or I poke them with my crocodile, that's where they have to go. I need to do that also on here. And this is still waiting to fully glue. I'm going to go flush to the top. Why? Oh, I know why, because I've got this little wing here. I got that little wing. So like, why do I have more space here? That's why. I better pay attention here to what I'm doing to make sure I get these holes where I want them. And in this instance, I am going to poke a mini hole, but I'm also going to use a black marker. I think I am going to end up getting that crocodile out. Black pen will do. There are my 2 marks, so I know where I need to poke my holes. I don't know. I kind of like smaller holes, but that's rather thick to get through. So let's, where's the big one? Where's my big girl? Here she is. I like the big one better than the handheld. It feels more accurate. I'm going to use the smaller hole. All right, so should I use eyelets or no eyelets? What are you girls thinking? Oh my gosh, that is so pretty, that paper. That's really cute though. This little note from Bob at, well, Red Mill, Bob's Red Mill Flower Company. What do you think? Should I use eyelets? I don't feel the need to use them, but I could see that they would, you know, they would be protective of the cardboard and the paper. But here's the thing again, here's what I think in my mind. You always have to decide what makes the most sense for you. Here's what goes through my mind. I don't intend on keeping this longer than 1 use. So I think I really like that. Actually though, this would be the back. Let's do my original plan, which it would go like this. I don't plan on keeping this longer than 1 use. So I don't need to worry a whole heck of a lot about longevity. I just am trying to create it to use it for now. I thought I really got a kick out of looking at that flower bag and saying, oh my gosh, I could make the cutest book out of this. And so now I'm going to sew these together and this will be my little book. So the other option besides you could use waxed thread, which is kind of my plan, but also if you have those rings, those metal rings, you could feed those through there. I don't think I will keep this longer than 1 use. So I think I'm just going to sew it with my wax thread, not do the eyelets. There's nothing wrong with eyelets. It's not that eyelets are bad. I just don't think that I need them. But if it makes you, like, I know the prettier it is for some of you, like, makes you even happier. So I say go for it. I wouldn't mind putting some little pretty ribbon though, rather than the wax thread. Let me see if I have something pretty that, remember I had this little piece here? That was if I decided I wanted to have an edging here, but I don't even think I need it. I'm thinking, girls, I'm thinking about what I want to do here. Keep it really simple. I would, yeah, Linda says 1 use, use it once, 1-time use. She's not going to, she wouldn't use the eyelets either. I just don't think they're going to be necessary. It's not like that I'm expecting this thing to last me forever. They are pretty, Tesha. I totally agree with you. That's why I say you got to do like, and here's another thing. Hold on. Let's make eye contact because let's just be totally honest. Here's another thing. Sometimes I just don't have the energy. Let's just be totally honest. Do you ever feel like that when you're creating? Like sometimes do you just feel like, oh man, live. Yes, I want to make it. I'm going to make this useful for myself, but do I need to go all out like that? And No, not today I don't, because I'm just not feeling it. And that's the beauty of creating your own. You get to decide. Look at how easy that was to thread through there. Oh my gosh, even with the brown waxed thread, it's going to be cute. You know, it would be super cute, even cuter. No, I'm changing my mind. Just jute. Baker's twine. Baker's twine or jute would be so cute going through here. Hold on, we got both. Let me grab something. I got blue baker's twine. I got red baker's twine. I've got really thin jute rope in like the regular color. I also have it in white. What would this look like? Okay, when you have something like this that's going to get really frayed when you're trying to put it through the head of your needle pin, just put a little glue. Just grab a little glue. I'm looking for my glue stick and I can't find it anywhere. But grab any bit of glue and just put it on the frayed edge and it will help it. I'm going to grab a little bit of this glue and just, when you put it on there and then just kind of twist it the same direction it goes, it kind of makes it like a little stiff needle head for you to thread through. Now I have a tapestry needle, so it has a really big eye on it, and then I can put bigger things through that eye. All right, now remember I used my awl on the paper, so it's really tight. The holes are really tight. There we go, I got it through though. I'm just keeping it all connected until I decide how much of that I need. How cute is this going to be? I'm so excited. I'm almost through with the little notebook that I'm using for my groceries now is almost out. So I'm going to put that on there. I think I should have done it a little bit less tight so that I could flip that page. I should have tested that before I finished. I think I can still get it undone. I'm trying to get the needle through the, through that knot so I can loosen it up just a tish. Just really test it. Easy flip, right? That's what we're looking for, is an easy flip. I should have tested it before I knotted it. I'm going to knot that now. Still too tight. Easy, right? Just take your needle and get it through that knot and then just wiggle it until it loosens up. I don't ever have any finger dexterity. I don't have any nails. So I always have to rely on my tools for this stuff. There we go. I want it a little bit looser than that even. There we go. Okay, here's the second one. Oh, a metal loop. That's what I said, Dorinda. Those little 1-inch metal rings that you can buy in like you can get them at the Dollar Tree, but they're in the like office supply section. Those would be perfect for this. I don't like just personally, I'm not a huge fan of using those metal loops. I think they're very cumbersome to use. I would much rather have the string than a metal loop, but it's a really good option. If you like using them, if you have them on hand, I say go for it, friend. I say go for it. Oh my gosh, this is the cutest little thing. Okay, remember, you don't want this too tight, because just like I just made that mistake twice, I don't want to pull it all the way till it has contact with the book. I need to leave about a 1/2 inch of room there so I can flip this and start filling my grocery list. Now, I think this is so stinking cute. I left this lip here because it would give me something to grab when I'm flipping it. And I'm not going to put a cover on it because I know exactly what this is going to be on my counter. My kids will know when they say, Mom, we're out of milk, and I say, put it on the list, they're going to likely know. In fact, I probably could just flip this over and have this one to the back, because that's how often we're writing on this list with 2 teenagers at home. There's the back. There's the front. It's Lucy. You know, by having all that extra space here, what you get is a book that's real loose. And I honestly, when I'm making my junk journals, I dislike that looseness a lot. But in this application, I need to be able to flip this all the way and that not getting stuck so that I can start writing on there milk, bread, vanilla. You know, we use a lot of vanilla in baking, eggs, the things that we use. Yeah, Linda, I'm not going to use this after it's a one-time use, and made it using garbage, for goodness sake. I used an empty flour sack and the back of a notepad that my son threw in the garbage. He had thrown it in. I'm like, hey, don't throw that out. Mama can use that cardboard. So it feels really good. And then scraps of decorative paper with in between. It's just copy paper in here. And you know, if you had if you had notebook paper and you wanted it to be lined paper, you could cut your notebook paper down in here. And really, whatever kind of lists you like to make. If you make lists for recipes, if you like to write down recipes, if you like to write down a to-do list, you know, call your friend, call your sister later. Make sure to mail out that check for, you know, school activities, whatever it is that you have to do. It could be a good to-do list. It could be, sometimes I like to just jot down, if I hear a song or a prayer that I love, I like to write it down so I can share it with someone later. So just a great one-use kind of book. Thanks. I'm so glad it was inspiring to you. Listen, coming up next is Christy Sloan from My Artful Adventures. For the Crafty Bunch event today, it's Crafter's Choice. So I was kicking it off as the first person to go. I'm kicking it off at 12 noon. So it's now 1 o'clock. So go join her. You do not need to, you can go to her page, My Artful Adventure, to find My Artful Adventures, to find her, to find Christy. But it's easier if you just go to the Crafty Bunch, that free group, join it, and then all day long, every hour until 9 p.m. Central tonight, someone will be live sharing their choice of a project to hopefully inspire you and give you something to work toward, and just for hangout time. So go, yes, it's a legal pad, Linda. The back of that is the back of a legal pad. You are so right. So go on over and join Christy for My Artful Adventure. I'll be there too. I'm going to go over and say hello and see what she's got going, what she's got cooking today. Thank you for joining me today to make this little book, this little grocery list book. You guys have a beautiful, blessed day. Take care.